Lady Charlotte.
Everybody give it up for Lady Charlotte. And finally, Dallas Dupree Young. To bring him up to the stage. Welcome to San Antonio, Dallas. So you want to take that blue chair in the back? Y'all too squeeze. Y'all can, somebody can sit there if you want. Get a little space if you want. I'm going to sit right here, yeah. I'm going to sit right here, yeah. I'm good. First of all, welcome to San Antonio. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
I always ask everybody, is this Charles' first time? Start off with you, first time here?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you've been here before, right, San Antonio, a few times? Yeah, you've done a few cons here, right? Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, you have to
5 years ago.
There you go.
5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Dallas?
I've been here a few times. I'm from Houston, Texas. So.
We got a local. Hey, Dallas. Go Spurs. Mary, your first time?
This is my first time. Not my first time in Texas.
But
my first time in
San Antonio, yeah. Well, and Lady, I'm assuming first time.
Oh no, she's a world traveler. No, it's her first time in San Antonio.
Awesome. Well, how's the city treating you?
The city's been great so far.
Yeah.
It's been such a great experience, and I've been loving the Comic-Con so far. So
Yeah. San Antonio treating you all well? Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's been so wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been I don't know, it's a little warmer than I was expecting.
Yes.
For October.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's very sunny and beautiful.
Yeah, for us native San Antonians, we're already putting our jackets around all this time. Yeah, we think this is too cold already. But nevertheless, again, welcome to San Antonio. Welcome to Big Texas Con. I'm glad y'all are here to take part with us in this very, very fun Cobra Kai panel. And as a matter of fact, fellas, and ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of fans here. This one fan here, she said she got everything signed from y'all. Like, literally. Show what you have. Look at this. She has all of y'all's things.
wow.
Look at that.
I love that. That's awesome.
Awesome. And then this young lady here, look what she has. She says she picked up that from you.
I guess hello. Good to see you.
Yeah. I'll start with Martin. Martin, when you see young fans, since you've been with the franchise since day one, and you see how it still connects with younger fans, what does that mean for you, the whole Karate Kid, Cobra Kai universe?
Well, I think it's really exciting that the parents have passed on the classic experience of watching Karate Kid.
Right.
You know, it really validates what a good movie can do because parents would pass it on to their children. They wouldn't just rave about it because they were teenagers when they saw it back in 1984. It was good enough to pass down the information to the kids. And sometimes, I mean, I believe that parents would see the children watching Cobra Kai, whether they were 12 or 15 or 18, didn't matter. And they'd say, would you like to see what we grew up on? It's the same actors.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they show them Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. The kids like it. And then the family, the adults go back and watch the series to see if it's good too.
Sure.
And it is.
Yeah.
Because the writing is good. So then you get a family event and everybody is watching Cobra Kai. You know, 40 years after 1984.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like you're part of something with a really classy writing. Otherwise it wouldn't work.
Yeah, right.
It definitely wouldn't have worked. If the writing wasn't there in Cobra Kai, it didn't matter how good Karate Kid was.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's pretty cool about Cobra Kai was that it started out as a YouTube show. Didn't it? That's where it started from. And then it just gained so much popularity that it just grew into this now. I guess none of y'all were surprised that was going to happen, right? I'll start with you, Dallas. Were you surprised that Cobra Kai just took off the way it did?
I felt like as soon as it moved to Netflix, I knew like, oh, everything was definitely going to change. So my first season was the first year that the second year was on Netflix because it came out, they posted all 3 seasons, right? 3 seasons so far, and then I came in season 4. I had already knew about Cobra Kai, I'd been familiar with that, never just checked out the series yet. But then as soon as it came to Netflix, I binge watched the entire show. And then 2 weeks later, found out that I got the role.
Yeah.
And then to see myself on Netflix was so different. And I was like, this is actually insane. Definitely changed my life for the better. But no, I feel like the show really deserved it because the 3 seasons, even before I got it, I mean, it was just incredible ensemble. And I'm so glad that everybody was really enjoying it.
All right, so tell us about the audition. How did that go for you?
Okay, so the audition was December of 2020. I'll never forget it. I just sending in another self-tape, right? And I'm just like, okay, this is incredible because I see two cast members. It said two cast members on the breakdown. It said Ralph Macchio and William Zappa. And I'm like, word, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I know exactly who that is. Okay, so I did the audition, and a few weeks later, they came back and was like, okay, we want to do a callback. And we did it on Zoom because obviously it was right in the mix of COVID.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And it was about 10 people on that Zoom, and I did a few different scenes from Kenny showing the different emotions of his entire arc from season 4. And then as soon as I finished it, about a week later, I found out that I got the role. And it was perfect because I was already in Atlanta filming another project. And then I went right from that project the next day, right into Cobra Kai. And I met Tanner that first day when we were training.
Yeah.
And, well, I was training, he just came to this, BB. Yeah, that was my first time. Yeah.
Awesome. And then we got the news. I bet you were just like, wait, what?
I was like, oh, there's no way. Like, this is incredible. You know, I mean, I grew up watching them.
Yeah.
So being a part of a show like this was...
Hey now.
Yeah. Said he grew up watching you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean nothing by that.
Well, you know, for you, your character carries on the LaRusso name. You know, Sam LaRusso. What was that like for you, trying to still carry that, I guess, that vibe, that family legacy that the original movies that he was on carried on to today?
I mean, I was very honored, felt very lucky to get to be a LaRusso, especially with Ralph as the helm of that ship. He welcomed me in with open arms, and Courtney Hangler, who played Amanda LaRusso, was also, she's so funny. She's so, and she's like that in real life too, like off camera, she's so witty, she's so quick. Griffin, I love to tease him, so everybody has to agree to never tell him I said so, but he's really talented and a very cool kid, and so we felt like this little unit, especially when we started the show, and my character hadn't branched into karate in the show yet. She had her stint of karate as a kid and then had quit. And so in my mind, I was like, oh man, I'm never going to get to do any karate on this show. That sucks. But at least I get to be a LaRusso. And, we had these little family scenes, and it felt real, and it still does. That's the cool part, is like we're so lucky to work with talented, but also such kind and honestly just good people that we've all stayed a part of each other's lives through that. And I have forcibly wedged my way into Ralph's family life, and they rather, maybe hopefully affectionately, have called me a mouse Chio. But I was honored, I was nervous, I took it very seriously, but they made it easy to have a lot of fun with being a part of that legacy. Also, Randy Heller, when she came in as my grandma in the show, it's weird to think about in a way still, but I was nervous, I was excited. I was way more nervous when they put me in a karate kid the first time, where I was like, oh, now I really can't mess it up.
Showtime.
Like, now I really can't. I've got to be a LaRusso.
Yeah.
Like a proper LaRusso. But I felt completely embraced the whole time, which was awesome. And it's such a fun group of people. Like, it's impossible to have a bad day on that set. We all genuinely loved each other that much, which made it easy even on the not so easy days.
Did you originally audition for Sam, or how did that happen? Yeah.
I slept through my first audition. And I
Wait,
have
you
to be
said you
rather
slept
honest
through it?
about it. Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, you gotta tell us how that
I
happened.
didn't remember that I had said audition, and which, by the way, like, I'm kind of really absurd about my scheduling, so I'm shocked that I completely missed that, but I did. And had I not been reminded, wouldn't have even clocked it. But luckily, I was reminded, called my agent, and I was like, oh my God, please, 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 will they still see me? And they were like, well, we'll call, we'll check. And they called me back, and they were like, well, they're seeing Miguel's tomorrow, but they're willing to still see you. And I was like, okay, cool. And I went in, and so I was the only Samantha, so I had no idea who I kind of was like up against. I didn't know like what else they were thinking of for the role of Sam, because I wasn't seeing anybody else in the waiting room with me. And then by the time I got to the final casting call, which up to this point, by the way, I had never seen a Karate Kid film. I have since had words with my parents. That was, in my opinion, unfair to me. But
like some parental skills there.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But no, I had never seen. I didn't know what I guess I was getting myself into fully, and then went to the final casting call. There was down to 3 possible Samanthas, so I saw the other 2 there, and I was like, okay, I think we all kind of have the same vibe. I feel like were, you know, all in the same realm, like age-wise, you know, look-wise. I was like, okay, maybe this could work. Hopefully they're looking for somebody like me. And then I got to go in and meet Ralph for the first time. And I was super nervous. And when I get nervous, I'm a talker, so I word vomited all over everybody. And I could see Ralph's face, just kind of like, okay. But he went with it. He took it in stride. And half of that chemistry read was really them just sitting me and Ralph next to each other and watching us interact and see whether or not we had chemistry, whether or not we could be father and daughter. And he immediately started teasing me about, you know, I was like, oh, I'm originally from Arkansas. He's teasing me about Arkansas. You know, he's like, oh, you're Mary Queen of Arkansas, and like the song, and which he still to this day nicknamed me. But yeah, I felt like just super lucky because again, technically that might not have worked out in my favor. So I think the stars aligned in all the right way, and I'm very grateful that I've gotten to be here.
That's just so wild how one little drop in like the pond could have caused so much ripple effects.
Yeah, sure.
You know, they didn't give you that thing. But I'm glad it worked out. So happy
Me
it worked
too,
out.
thank you.
Tanner, what was it like for you entering this universe, this Cobra Kai Karate Kid universe? Did the weight of it ever hit you? Or at one point you're like, whoa, wait a minute, this is Cobra Kai, this is Karate Kid.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm mesmerized by these kaleidoscope lights back in my head. You guys can't see them, but I'm staring. Anyway. I think when I was auditioning, got the job, it didn't really hit me at all because I was like, it's another job. I need work. But I think it really hit me. It wasn't my first day, but I've said it a couple times today. First time I was with Ralph, one of my first days on set was the montage in season 1 where I'm doing all this stuff with the LaRusso auto dealership. And when I got there that day, I realized I didn't know what the correct way to do wax on, wax off was. You know, and it's like, and I was like, man, I guess I'll, and then it clicked to me, I guess I'll ask the Karate Kid standing right there if he can show me how to do wax on, wax off correctly, so that way I'm doing it in the scene. And he was super nice about it, but I think that's kind of like, when it hit me, I was like, oh, this is something that's everybody in the entire world knows. And then I was like, oh, I completely forgot it. This isn't just another job. I gotta be focused.
Expectations.
Right.
Well, was there a moment like when you were maybe not working out on set, just out and about, you know, where you started getting recognized, hey, wait a minute, hey, hold on here.
It wasn't until it was during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Because after I moved over to Netflix, that's when kind of the entire world kind of started noticing it, and I didn't go out much during COVID. I kind of mostly stayed in. But what the weird one was is when I did start going out and I was wearing a mask, everybody would start clocking me, and I didn't know what was happening, and they would all come up and ask about Cobra Kai, and I was like, how did you recognize me? It was, then they were like, oh, it's your eyes. It's your eyes, it's your eyes, your eyes. So I didn't really, we were 3 seasons in, and I hadn't really gotten recognized. So it was kind of an odd thing for it.
Sure.
It was kind of an overnight thing where just one day it was non-existent, and all of a sudden it just
boom, takes off. What was it like putting on that gi for that first time?
Oh, in season 1?
Yeah.
I had not a clue what I was doing. I don't think I was nervous. I was too focused on trying to figure out if I was going to do the fighting correctly. I was so worried about hurting somebody. Even in the last episode of season 1, our stunt coordinator at the time, all the montagey stuff, he'd come up every take and he'd go, you have to look like you're actually hitting them. I'm like, I don't want to hit them. He's like, well, then you have to put more power into it, pull it back, or tap them a little bit more because you're not even touching them right now. Like, at least, just do a little...
Make some contact.
Yeah, make some contact. And I'm like, I can't. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to... He's like, you're not going to hurt them. Don't worry. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. I'll just go for it. So it was more nervousness, really, than, than feeling good about myself.
Exactly, yeah, because again, fans love the action, fans love the fight sequences, and you got to deliver. And there probably was a lot on you to deliver, and they're telling you, hey, deliver.
I was gonna say now into season 6, it feels a lot more natural. It's a lot more fun because we got a little bit more money, so our geese are a little bit nicer, and a little bit snappier, and a lot more fun. Now you want to put more power behind it because you get the geese to kind of snap and make, and it's that's a lot more.
Awesome. I want to go back to Martin here. John Kreese, iconic villain, up until today. Did you like his arc? How it began to how it ended? Do you think it was appropriate for him, John Kreese, to see the way he exited?
Yeah, I prefer that. I've talked about this before. So many times I wanted them to write the character upon the onset of signing on after Ralph and Billy. And I said, if you write him vulnerably, if you write him with some colors and an arc, and we end up with a redemption at the end, I'm really interested in doing the show. And they agreed, the 3 writers agreed. And, they were really zeroed in on, they kept telling me, to give you an idea of how they pay attention to the characters. It was kind of absurd. My kids were doing a podcast and they were the guests on the podcast, and ultimately they confessed that because I was told I was going to be in season 1, episode 10, I was going to be very upset about that I wanted to be in the 5th episode, 6th episode. And they thought I was going to get real angry and punch them out. They really thought that. And I said, it's totally absurd. I'm an actor. And they confessed that they were very nervous about offering that, and that they were afraid I was going to be very upset and lose my temper. I thought, well, you're really into the character.
It's a testament to you. You're bringing out that character.
But that was 3 years later on my kids' podcast. They were guests and they confessed to that. I thought it was totally absurd. But that's how much they cared. And I liked the fact that they kept their promise. And season 6 is my favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
Because it showed the vulnerability of the character that I'd been searching for so long. And it was always, I never thought he was a villain. I always thought he was a misunderstood character. And I like playing vulnerability. Sometimes I cry at supermarket openings, I like playing those kind of characters.
Right.
I've played enough tough guys in so many movies that I like playing the vulnerable. And I really enjoy it. And what we did in season 6, crying in each other's arms, and redeeming myself. And that to me was the best thing in all 6 years of doing the show.
That's awesome. Hey, show of hands here if you all believe John Kreese was misunderstood. For a show of hands. Look at that.
Thank you. Because we all know Terry Silver was...
There you go.
The thing about Terry Silver was that Terry Silver was written into Karate Kid 3 because the whole script was written about John Kreese training Mike Barnes, training Ralph, and I couldn't do it because I got a TV series. So there wasn't any way, the script was written for me by Robby Keene. I couldn't do it. And they didn't want a chance at me shooting on weekends. So the bottom line is they brought in a new character called Terry Silver. And he's supposed to be a friend. So bottom line was he did everything I was supposed to do in the Karate Kid 3. And then 35 years later, they bring him back. So there wouldn't have even been a Terry Silver to be this other villain, which I kind of got annoyed at. But there wouldn't be a Terry Silver had I been available 35 years earlier to do Karate Kid 3. So it's kind of, all comes around in a circle.
It's kind of like so many ripple effects, which Mary she talked about. She slept through the audition, the first one. Then now you couldn't be it, and then birth Silver, the character of Silver. So how it works.
And Billy, Ralph, and I used to say, why are we bringing in so many young people in the show? Why are they bringing in so many young people? And because we thought, we're so egocentric. We thought Cobra Kai was about us, the three of us. And we talked about that all the time. And the most brilliant thing was to bring in like people like the three of them, because they had identities of their own and they had problems of their own. And, you know, I mean, the scenes we had together were really fun. They're not too frequent, but we had some good scenes together. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Mary and I never had a lot of, you know, scenes together. I just really loved watching her fight. She and Tori fought like strong queens of, you know,
Sure.
Flash Gordon. I mean, they were up there. You know, and so it all evolved into the positive, where originally we kept saying, why are they bringing in these, you know, 16-year-olds? Why are they bringing in these kids? It's about us. You know?
Yeah, they love. Well, you know, the baton was passed to you guys. What do you? I'll start with you. What do you miss most about it?
What do I miss most about?
Sitting right here.
Yeah. They're right. Look who's next to you. Got three people next to you, and lady.
Lady.
Oh, and lady too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, I had something that I gotta really think. Okay. So no, honestly, it's like it's really just the camaraderie that we had as a family, especially like season 6. I think the best part about it.
Good answer. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Good answer.
good answer.
And again, season 6. Mark brought up season 6. Now you're bringing up season 6.
Yeah, no, season 6. I mean, it was the first time that all of us got to be on the same stage at the same time, especially while we were all on Miyagi-Do together. Like the whole chicken fight and the, you know, trying to get the flags. Like that was all of us on the set at the same time. So we got to experience just that family atmosphere where we were all together, cracking jokes all the time, dancing, enjoying just our time, because we knew that it was going to be the last one, you know?
Yeah.
So everything kind of just hit a little bit differently. And it was just an incredible experience to end it that way. So, no, it was something that I'll never forget, and I miss it for sure. Right here.
Yeah, look who's right next to you.
Definitely not Dallas. No, but actually though, I think I would also say, I mean, it's the people. We all talk about this though. It was our cast was incredible and our crew was outstanding. We had, you know, we actually filmed the show in Atlanta, Georgia, not in Los Angeles, California, which hopefully we convincingly faked. Maybe we convinced some of you.
Did they do that? Good job about that? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
but yeah, we have just the most incredible people working on our show that we're all, honestly, we all had such a blast, and I will never forget a single one of the days that we got to share together, but it was not an easy, it wasn't simple, I should say. It was easy because we had each other. It was easy because we loved what we were doing, and everybody there, though, had to be just as committed as everybody else. There couldn't be, you know, any cog in the machine that wasn't pulling its weight, and we all had to want to power through those really long days. And you know, we were honored, I think, to be able to do as much of the stunt work as we were able to do, but that was because we had a team that wanted to support us being able to do that. So they spent the time training us and preparing our bodies to be able to handle hours and hours of stunt days. But in order for those days to happen, you need, you know, every single person has to be on the same team and working for the same thing. So it really was, camaraderie is a good word for it. It was such a connective experience, and such a, like, it literally felt like we all had these, like, one extremely long day for 3 months together. And then we'd come out of it and, you know, blinking your way out of the casino being like, what was that experience that I just had? But it was hard work, but it was completely worth it. So I miss that sense that no matter who I was sitting next to, or who I was having lunch with, or who I was having a conversation with, that we were all on the same page and on the same team, to working together to create something that we all felt, you know, in the best way possible, the positive burden of knowing that it mattered to a lot of people, knowing that you guys would show up for us, being here, getting to meet you guys, getting to hear your stories and how the Karate Kid and how Cobra Kai has impacted so many lives. We carried that with us on set every day, and knowing that the importance of every small decision mattered. It mattered if you could see in the deep background of a shot that somebody was wearing shoes on the mat when you weren't supposed to. It mattered to us that, you know, and of course, at the end of the day, we're all human, and so there's plenty of slip-ups and flubs and things that we learned as we went, but there is this sense of, like, pride and companionship and passion for the same goal that I feel like we all went home at the end of the night spent, but like happy to be there and excited to like show up the next day at 3 o'clock in the morning and start it all over again.
Yeah, he's shaking his head like, no.
This is these, you know, you'd be fighting from like 6 in the morning, and then we'd be done with fighting by 2 p.m., and then we had to do the rest of the scenes until 9, 10 o'clock. We'd have like an hour and a half drive back home, and then like I would do the thing right. An hour, there was season 4, the tournament, that was like, everybody would go home. I would literally get home in my car, turn it off, and fall asleep in my car in the garage for 2 hours. And then I'd wake back up, and then I'd go upstairs, take a shower, make a coffee, get back in my car, go back to set.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, for, you know,
Go, yeah.
massive,
Yeah.
that was just our...
And you missed it, right? And you missed that.
Funny enough, yeah, I do.
That's the thing, I do. Like, it sounds crazy. We sound like we're like Stockholm syndrome a little bit, but I swear it was like the best experience. Like, it was, again, it comes back to the people. Like, I think if any of us hadn't shown up with a smile on our face the next day, it wouldn't have been easy to get through those really tough moments. But
everybody was doing that because
Yes.
they wanted, you know, we wanted it to be what it was.
we didn't. Nobody wanted to settle for just okay. Everybody wanted to deliver what our 110% could be. That's what we wanted to show up with, and I think we all felt that, and that is such a luxury in this industry because we didn't really have the time, we didn't really have the budget, we didn't really have a lot of the things that it would have taken to make what I hope we delivered on. You know, we were doing that with it was blood, sweat, and tears. That was grit that we were bringing to make that thing happen.
Yeah.
But it is such a special experience that I don't think a lot of people maybe ever get to experience in your career, or if you do, it's, you know, it's something very memorable and special and one-off, and I am so grateful that I got to experience it and live in that world for this many years and for this amount of my life, and you know, that we wouldn't have it if it weren't for the magic that was created before us that we got to step into the world of. So yeah, it sounds crazy to say it, but I do miss it. I miss every bit of those sleepless nights.
Okay. All right, in just a few seconds, it'll be you guys to ask some questions. If you have a question, want to start lining up on this side of the aisle, I'll get y'all in just a few more minutes. I'll give y'all some time to start getting a nice long queue for questions here. No, you can come back. No, you can come back. No, Tana, you're good.
Ladies like that?
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Congratulations, by the way. I'm so sorry. Congratulations
thank
on
you.
Yes. I had it on my notes, and even I said, oh, yeah, I saw the ring. I gotta remember that. But no. I think y'all did a wonderful job. You know, obviously the fan here, but it was empty. That'd be not a good sign. But it's a good sign. You know, they're here. They definitely love it. By the way, quick story. So, Big Texas Comic Con had a Cobra Kai panel. I think it was last year. It was last year or 2 years.
But with all the lame people.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
It was the year before. Thank you. So, funny story. So, we didn't have enough seats. So, it was back when Mark sits there, that's usually my seat. So I sat there, then one by one, everybody's filling up each other, like snug and like sardines.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, and Jolo was near closest to me. I said, off. So he goes, no, I'm not gonna take your seat now. Everybody's here watching. He goes, sit right here. And I go, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I ended up sitting on the edge here next to him. So there's a video of him when By the way, did you also hear that story about the fan that professed her love for Ralph Macchio for like 10 minutes straight?
I remember that. I got an audio.
Yeah, there's audio and video where it was a fan queue, and she came up and she made it very clear. She did not have a question. She goes, "I'm just here to talk to Ralph and profess my love for him." So she stood at that mic for about a good 8-10 minutes, just over and over. You don't understand. I have a crush on you. You know, and he's beat red.
Oh, of course.
So he's standing.
He's so humble and like.
He's standing in the middle of the stage here, and he's just flabbergasted, right? And I'm going to reenact the rest of the cast there. They're seeing him getting red. All of them leap out of their seats with their cameras recording him.
Yeah. All right, I'm about to send a text as soon as we get out of here. I'll be like, I need video.
So I think somebody here has video of it. They were showing me of it. But what's that? It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's on YouTube. You would just be laughing. He afterwards he just stunned. He's like, he had no words. He had no words.
He's so sweet, but like people expect him to be like, I don't know, this like movie star type person. He's not. He's like a normal guy.
Yeah.
He's like a nice. He's like a dad. He's like this. He's so sweet. And he is awesome, and he is cool, and he has that cool energy about him. But you can crack that shell, and you see he's just like. Absolutely. Nobody look at me, like, just let me do it.
Absolutely. No, I didn't get Martin's answer to this one, but what do you miss most about the Cobra Kai Karate Kid world?
I miss the camaraderie.
Yeah, you missed that.
I mean, I bought a steam tent because I couldn't get it early call.
Steam tent, really?
Yeah, early call.
Yeah.
And you want to look better, and you want to
Sure.
wake up out of the sheets and get down to the set. There's only so much makeup. There's only so much makeup can do, and you're working really hard. You're working late hours. You're getting up early. Everything was overdone. We had too many scenes to do in a period of time. But it's the last season. You want to do it well. So I would get into this steam tent, this tent that I bought, and I would do 20 minutes, 30 minutes every day, and then we'd go to the set, and I would go to the set with a makeup lady who lived in the same building, and still I didn't look good. And you say to yourself, finally, you just give way to the work.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, it's not going to be like I can go to the gym and work out for an hour and a half, and then come on the set and look appropriate. The bottom line was, you gave way to the work. The hell with how you looked, because the work was well written, and the scenarios were great, and we shot in 12-degree weather.
Wow.
When we were making that Korean, when Ralph was directing in the beginning of season 6, it was in Atlanta. It was 12 degrees. You couldn't even close your hand, but you had to make it look like 60 degrees Korea. So you gave way to. I miss that. I miss the intensity and the love that I had for the people and the scenario that seemed to mean so much to so many people out there. We meant a lot to a lot of people. And until you get that feedback from these people at Comic-Cons or just in general, you don't know how good and how much life you brought into some of the people's world. I never heard that doing Kathleen Lacey. I've done 5 other series. I've never heard that kind of thing. I never heard it from Rambo. I never heard it from God knows whatever that I've done. But from Cobra Kai, it really affected a lot of people in a very positive way.
Awesome.
And that's what I miss that the most.
Awesome. That's great. That's great. That's great. By the way, she told me that Cobra Kai actually inspired her to start doing karate.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Question time. Who's up first?
Hello, I'm Devotion. I'm from San Antonio. I asked this at the last Cobra Kai panel last year.
Is this where you confess your love for Ralph Macchio?
No,
Go ahead.
Oh, you saw all that, right?
Yes, I did.
We all saw that.
But my question is, I am a dancer and an actor, so I just want, is there any advice that y'all can give to me, while being a dancer and an actor?
Take it away, dancer.
It's hard. I mean, I say the same thing over and over to people that ask for advice, which is the entertainment industry in general is just really, really, really hard to be a part of, because you get so many no's and you can get so aggravated with yourself, and you always go, what am I doing wrong? Am I not practicing enough? Am I not doing this? I'm not doing that. And a lot of times it just comes down to patience and just not giving up, because if you love it enough, you just keep going. Honestly, just keep riding that wave, because there's a bunch of ups and downs throughout this industry. Even like now, the industry is a little odd. There's a bunch of things going on, but nothing at all. And we did Cobra Kai for 7-ish years, and I'm still looking for a job right now. So being on Cobra Kai is like it's helped, but I'm still out there trying to find my next job. And as long as I'm persistent with it, because it's what I love to do, that's all that matters.
Good question. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Alize. So my question here is for Tanner. So I just want to know, because I know at the end of season 6 that you and Tori get like this job offering or whatever, and then like some people were saying that there's going to be a movie or a TV show, and I just want to know if it's still happening or anything. If it's like about you and Tori, we're finding out y'all's journey together with this new job.
Well, you never know. The writers and the creators of the show, they have all kinds of ideas that they would like to, bring to the table that include every single character within the universe. Whether or not those happen is not kind of up to us or up to them. It's whether or not the networks want to pick it up and want to make shows or movies still regarding, our universe. But not that I know of at the moment. But maybe someday I would be honored to come back to play Robby at any point in time. So anytime they want to go and do that, I'd be right there in a second.
Yeah. Right, Tanner, that's what the fans should get some sort of online petition. Bring them back.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Your question?
I just wanted to ask the group up there, what was your favorite fight throughout the entire 6 seasons of the show?
Who wants to take that one? Want to take that, Dallas?
I'll start it off. Okay, favorite fight for me, I believe it was season 4, episode either 9 or 10, whenever I went up against Tanner in the battle with
Completely destroyed.
Literal butt kick.
When I got my butt kicked, every time I see that picture, I'm like, it's ingrained in my mind.
Literally got your butt.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely has to be my favorite.
All right, cool.
The first time I got to really have a
Yeah.
real fight sequence with Tanner in front of the whole crowd and everything, and I felt that energy. And I remember being 14, I was so nervous because I was like, I wanted to do it right. I remember there were so many times in practice I was moving so quickly, and they were like,
Dally back.
it's okay. Just take our time, all right? And then so I learned so much from that fight. So that has been my favorite.
Oh, cool. What about you, Tanner? Your favorite fight?
Me?
Also fighting Dallas, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, literally kicking his butt. Yeah.
I like the tag team fight. I like the Miyagi-Do Cobra Kai fight in season 6, episode 9. Because that was the last time that all the Miyagi-Dos and the Cobra Kais gotta fight each other and fight with each other. It's just a cool fight.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good question. Thank you.
One of my favorite things about Cobra Kai is all the 80s music that comes from Johnny. Do y'all have a favorite song that came from the 80s?
Oh, favorite 80s song.
80s.
Let's start with you, Martin. What's your favorite 80s song?
There was a music video that he directed, but it wasn't in the 80s. It was Sweep the Leg Johnny. And that was it was a video that Johnny made called Sweep the Leg Johnny. But we did it, I think we did it we did it before Cobra Kai. And, but my favorite song in the 80s, it was a great song that I'd like to put to my Western that I'm developing. It's called One of the Living by Tina Turner. And Tina Turner did it for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. And it was written for that movie, but it was never used. And it's incredible. So if you all just listen to it, you can just easily find it on the phone. It's called One of the Living, sung by Tina Turner.
There it is.
And nobody would know about it, but it's a disco song, but it fits into hoofbeats and, pictures of the West and all.
Awesome.
It's wonderful.
Awesome. What about you guys? Favorite 80s song? Maybe y'all heard? No?
I said Billie Jean.
Oh, Billie Jean. That's a good pick. Good pick, yeah.
I just want to have fun as 80s, right?
Yeah,
The
that's
slumber party scene.
Yeah. What would ladies say favorite song, 80s song for you?
Lady's favorite song is A Lullaby right now. She's out cold, I'm pretty sure. She got coffee on the couch.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm just gonna have a nap. But
Okay, good stuff. Tanner, you want to take a shot or not?
I grew up on 60s, 70s, and 80s music, so I can't really kind of like pick a favorite, to be honest.
because if you grew up on it, you should know. So.
Yeah, anything by Michael Jackson's gonna work. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I really don't have a favorite.
Well, you're more of a metal guy, right? You like metal?
Yeah.
Quiet, right? Yeah.
I like
AC/DC.
Painkiller by Judas Priest.
All right, good one. That's a good one. Okay, just a heads up for those online, we're gonna have to do rapid fire because we're running out of time. So ask your question and then we'll just keep it moving. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Matt.
My question is, what was the most physically demanding scene to film out of every scene?
What was your question? One more time.
What was the most physically demanding
Physically demanding.
fight scene to film through any season?
You want to take that, Dallas? Or
Season 2 oneer was, any of the oneers are hard because you're fighting for like 3 minutes and it's just a lot.
I would say the season 5 fight in the flagship Cobra Kai dojo. We originally filmed that as a oneer, and it was so complex that it couldn't end up being shown as a oneer. They had all these things they wanted to do, all these special shots of different things, and they were like, well, they ended up cutting it up and doing different shots because they wanted to not miss, any of the tiny beats that were happening. But yeah, we filmed like 11 takes of it as a oneer, and it was like 5 minutes of straight just fighting, and it was a tiny room, so you could be seen in every frame of the fight happening, and so there was not a minute to breathe. You were fighting somebody at all seconds.
Out of time. All right. Next question.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I'm from Amarillo, Texas, and I wanted to ask if you could be any other character in Cobra Kai, who would you be?
Any other character?
Any other character, who'd you be, Mark?
Well, I would probably be Tori.
Good answer. That's good. Yeah.
That's a good choice.
Yeah. Dallas?
Have to be Hawk.
Oh,
Yeah, have to be Hawk.
yeah. Mary?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I think I might have had a lot of fun being Patrick Lewis's character from this last season, being Axel. Being Axel, I think that would have been really fun.
I want to be Chosen.
Oh, good choice. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey there, President of the Agent, Media Way Singer, Jester Guy, and if you were to do an animated sequel to Cobra Kai, what do you guys do with your characters?
If we were doing an animated sequel, I think we just all have to be anime characters.
I think most importantly, every kick that any of us would perform would be flying. Like we would be the flying sidekick. It would be all the things that we can't pull off in real life filming. It would be for sure an animation choice. No, Samantha would be single. That's my version of the story. I think she needs some college years.
All right. Next question.
Hey, yo, what's up? What's y'all's favorite karate movement of all time?
Favorite karate move of all time?
Ooh, I'd say the tornado kick.
Tornado kick.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The Shinzo 5 kata was part of my black belt test, and that holds a very near and dear place in my heart. So I would say that
Some of
entire
you
kata.
when you crawl on the wall.
Just like when I run up the wall.
Yeah, I love when you run.
Like in juvie,
In
you're talking
juvie?
about?
Well, several times.
Yeah, I guess so. Right?
It's true, I don't know.
Do we have a name for that?
Run up the wall.
Yeah, I like when Tanner goes up the wall.
Yeah.
Like a fly. It just flies up the wall and comes back down again and kicks you on the way down. He's done it many times. I always thought it was true. I always tried to do it. I broke my neck almost 5 times. but I always loved that move because it's not a kind of move you learn from somebody else. It's the kind of move you did. You created by yourself.
Just try things. See if it works.
But it's very much of a dance move, incorporated the violence of our martial arts.
Right. Awesome. All right. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is coincidentally Sam, and my question is, what's y'all's go-to process for getting into character?
Music.
Yeah, for Samantha, it's also just like sitting down and hanging out with Ralph for 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You know, I don't know. He has great wisdoms, and also just is a little bit intimidating still, in the kindest way possible. It reminds me to check in and be a LaRusso.
Music's really good for me as well. Taking time just to like realize what the character was going through in the prior scenes as well. Because you know, you mix and match with scenes. You never know. Sometimes you might do a scene later on in the show, and you got to kind of figure out, okay, this happened in the script before. The character's going through this. Okay, step into his shoes and then deliver. So that's what I think about as well.
All right, good one. All right, we're going to rapid fire now, guys. So we're running out of time with them.
Hello, my name is Dan, and my question is, for each one of your characters, there is an aspect of a bully, either being the bully or being bullied. How did you take that, or the choices that you made for your characters?
Somebody just want to answer that question?
I would argue, I'll give what I think is maybe, hopefully, a brief, helpful answer is that, in my opinion, I think we all took turns being both the bully and the bullied. And I think the thing that I at least took away from that, and I think a lot of us did, is that, first of all, perspective matters. You know, the perspective of the person who's on the other side of that conversation is going to be able to say whether you're the good guy or the bad guy. And I think the most important lesson in all of that is to sit back, listen, and your ego is never as valuable as the emotions of the person that you're having a conversation with.
And strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
All right, and the final question of the panel right here.
My question is for Kreese. What was your relationship like with Ralph Macchio in real life?
Well, Ralph is, you know, he's very much about, you know, Ralph knows every word from The Godfather. Ralph, he worked with Coppola, you know, and we have a big background, a larger background in film than I do with Billy. And, you know, we're always doing imitations. We have a very good cinematic relationship in regard to quotes and histories, because he's closer to my age, and, you know, we both love the same kind of film. It's really terrific. He directed us, and he let me go. I got so angry in one take at 12 degrees that I blurted the lines out with such venom. It was all wrong, but I did it because I was so cold. And he let me go through the whole scene. And then he says, now Marty, do it for me the way you would do it. So I did it one time, and it was brilliant. And he said, I knew you'd do it like that, because he understood us. There's nothing better than an actor directing other actors. I think, especially a man you've worked with for 6 years, it's just, it's a very good relationship artistically, and that's what dominated our social relationship as well.
All right, good answer. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, if you did not get it, go ahead. Yes, please, go ahead. If you did not get a question in, not a problem, because your booths are going to be open, right? As soon as we're done here. Yeah, so go down to their tables, get in line, get yourself a selfie, photo, the works, right? You guys do everything else.
They're all weekend.
They're all weekend. Yeah, and we can't let you go without giving you a Go Spurs Go sunglasses there, because you know you're from